I feel like Stipe is a can't lose scenario.
Me too.
You just need more attention. And people need to recognize it more and more. And I think the more wins, like the Ngannou win, the Junior Dos Santos win, the Overeem win, it's like he's becoming a superstar. It's just taking a little bit more time.
Yeah, but Dana made the comments where he goes, he doesn't help us sell the fight. I'm like, well, him being a firefighter, him being the most winning heavyweight of all time, that kind of helps, right?
Well, how is he saying he didn't help? What do you mean?
He's just saying he's not saying he doesn't sell. He's just saying he does the minimum as far as interviews and media. Well, he just wants to fight and fight fires.
You know what, man? There's a fine line that has to be drawn, right, between how much promotion you do and how much training you do. Training has to take precedent over anything.
Which is what Stipe does, and which is why he's the winningest heavyweight. It's on the promotion.
Yeah, I also wonder how much actual travel does versus how much access to him at his gym, talking to him at his gym. Not being able to film any sparring or not being able to film any training they don't want to, but talk to him there.
But also, he shouldn't have to do that. He's not the guy who's going to give you a sound bite that's going to sell a fight. He sells the fight by training hard, beating people's ass, and he fights fires in his off time.
Yeah, I mean, being just a unique individual in that regard, right?
He's the blue collar. Everyone can relate to Stipe. More people can relate to Stipe than they can, say, Francis or John Jones.
Well, how many guys are world champions but still have a fucking day job, and that day job is being a firefighter?
That's actually frowned upon, though, in the UFC.
Well, who else has done it? Chris Lytle did it. Right?
Shane Carwin.
Shane Carwin. What was Shane doing?
He's an engineer. He worked for the city of Greeley while fighting Brock Lesnar, and they begged him to quit, and he wouldn't do it.
Wow.
They actually made him an offer to quit. I remember being in his car, and they made him an offer. And he was like, nope, can't. I have benefits, my kids' insurance, all that. I'm not doing it.
Wow, that's interesting, man.
Because if you think about it, and I get from the UFC from the UFC standpoint, I get it, because imagine if Lionel Messi or Peyton Manning or Tom Brady had side gigs while they're this world champions. Eesh, this is a bad look, man. So you can still be that good, but you have to have this job to meet the bills. That's not